All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Arizona Net cross-platform application where we talk about everything .NET related. We talk about mobile, we talk about AI, we talk about everything that we can do in the .NET world. We have had talk here in the past that cover basically everything that is cross-platform, meaning Blazor, meaning Maui, meaning Avalonia, meaning Uno platform, and so on. We have a lot of great speakers, and we are going to keep this flow going. We have a couple guests that are already getting in the line to do some great talks, and I'm really excited to have today here Pedro. Pedro is a Syncfusion partner. Pedro has been in .NET for a long time, really with the database atmosphere and basically testing everything AI related, from Olama to Azure OpenAI and beyond. So I'm gonna let Pedro introduce himself for a second, and then after that we're gonna jump to our talk, Introduction to Semantic Kernel with Syncfusion Control, that I saw a little teaser in the Syncfusion website, and this was an amazing topic, and with great demos and great information. All right, Pedro, feel free to share your screen, and let's get
Okay,
this
perfect.
AI party started.
Okay, so let's go here. Let me share my screen here. Okay. Okay. Here I am. You see my presentation.
We can. And as
Okay.
always, everyone, we are doing a new format today. We're trying sub-webinars. So there is a Q&A section. Feel free to put your questions there. There is also chat part. So, and we will covering all those questions by the end of the talk.
Okay, perfect. So let's talk about this. Eh, Semantic kernel. Oh, first, thank you for this opportunity to share information here. I'm very excited about AI. I think most of all, we are excited about AI. And something very good that is happening is that the companies that create this component for net, like Syncfusion, are uh, taking in consideration AI things. So they are creating chatbots, they are creating a lot of controls related to AI. So let's talk about this now. So for today, we're going to talk about semantic kernel, a little bit about this framework from Microsoft. We're going to talk about a little bit from Syncfusion control. And of course, we're going to make a demo with Maui and another one with Blazor. And then at the end, we're going to have some times to ask and respond some questions. Okay, so let's begin. So if you can combine semantic kernel, Syncfusion, and of course your ideas, you're gonna get amazing results. So we're gonna show you with simple things, you're gonna get a wonderful result. So let's talk about a little bit AI. I don't gonna give you a step by step about AI because there is a lot of videos, a lot of information about AI. This is something like now AI is something like database. If you look into Google or Bing someplace database and you go look search for AI, it's most the same. A lot of people is talking about the same. Okay, but let's talk about what is doing Microsoft with semantic kernel. Semantic kernel is the base, is the internal base for development, all of this that you see here. Search in Bing. Most of you maybe have tested this search in Bing. Office, Copilot for Office, biometric identification in Windows, and personal recommendation in the Xbox on something, and of course, Copilot GitHub Copilot that is an assistant for code generation. So Semantic Kernel is internally using by Microsoft for developing this product. So what we are proposing to use for our product. So let's see here. This is the idea about semantic kernel. Semantic kernel is in the middle of these things. If you see in the middle is the AI orchestration, but you can create copilots, you can create plugins using foundation models, OpenAI, Azure, and other ones. We're going to see that we can use Olama, local model, everything. And an AI infrastructure that you're going to have using one of these platforms. Okay, so let's continue. What is semantic kernel? So semantic kernel is an open source SDK, like I told you before. Michael also have created this open source product, and a lot of people is using. If you search in GitHub, we're gonna show you some statistics about semantic kernel. But if you search, you're gonna see the number of people using this is incremented every day. So it's an SDK, it's open. You can use to connect to most of the service, OpenAI, Azure, Hugging Face, and as I told you, you can use a local model using Olama, local LLM. You can do almost anything. And you can use language like C#, Python, and Java to create your application. In this case, we are net, so we're going to talk about C#, but if somebody that you know is Python or Java, you can tell about this, and this is the same. It's the same in that language. So if you see semantic kernel is in the middle, and you can use any of this language. Okay, so semantic kernel basically is a bridge between LLMs and your code. So in the left side, if you see, you have the ML researchers, people that create models that have a AI platform. In the middle is your semantic kernel, your application, your ideas, the models, and then you can develop any application and deploy. That's the idea about this. In the middle, you can put your code, select a model, some memories prompts, and we're going to talk a little bit about any of these elements because are important. This image, I love this image because what we want to say here that we can use one kernel. One kernel is semantic kernel, of course. One kernel for everything. So let me put a little bit bigger this screen so you can see. But the idea about this code is that you use semantic kernel to connect to OpenAI, Google, Gemini, Olama, Grok, and another platform that you have in the, there is a lot of them. And you only need a semantic kernel to do that. So you don't have to rewrite the code to create a new code for OpenAI, another one for Google. You don't need nothing about that. You just need semantic kernel, your code, and you can connect to everything. So let's continue with this. Here, I want to show you something. If you decide to create a AI project, the first things that you have to, or one of the things that you have to decide is what models you're going to use, what service you're going to use, because depends of your requirements, you need to select different providers. These people create a independent analysis, like they say, and what is the smart model? What is the speed? And the price. So you have to look into these three P's: quality, speed, and price. If you are using AI for simple tasks that you don't need huge quality, you can go to the price. You can say, no, GPT Mini is the priceless. So it's the, and you have here the model from Llama, Cloudea, and everything. And the most expensive is the O1, but it's the most quality also, the most quality, if you see, and it's the most speed also. But here in the website, you can see the comparison, the evaluation from reasoning, you can see the quality versus price and everything. So this is something that you can explore. We're gonna share this link with you in the description of the video in YouTube when the video is in YouTube, so you can explore this idea. But you have to decide this before you go to the, and you can, and the good thing about semantic kernel is that you can test all of this model in different way without changing your program, because it's just one kernel you need to do everything. So let's continue here. So semantic kernel have these components, plugins, that I love the idea that Javier all the time define this, but plugins are almost the same as functions. And functions is the only thing that you have to think about in the future, because semantic kernel, you can add your own functions and you can execute your own code. And this is something very interesting, because you don't depend only in the AI. A question that is only in the training data for the AI, you can use your own code to respond some question using the AI. So you have here the planner and the personas. So plugins or functions are capabilities that you can encapsulate some functionality. So when you connect to a AI service, you depends of the training data and the result. But if you create a plugin or you create a function, you have also the information from the AI, and you can combine this information with your functions, your idea, your data, because you can connect to your own database, your own repository of documents on everything. So you don't depends only on the AI model or service. If you see, the plugins are built for this service, that you can do. So the plugins or functions can be native or semantic. What the difference between these? The difference is native functions. You have to create the native function with your language. If you are working in C#, you have to create your functions using C#. There is a lot of information about this. You just have to look for functions, semantic kernel functions, and you're gonna find a lot of information about this. But if you want to create a semantic in the semantic way, is a description. You create a document with a description of the functions that you are defining, and you support this test with a JSON file with some information, and you can have a lot of things over there. So that's the idea and the difference between semantic and native. Okay, perfect. So this is the functions. If you see, this is semantic kernel here, and you can have these plugin functions. If you see, the word function is everywhere. They talk about plugins, but functions are the heart of this thing. Okay, so we're gonna continue talking about this planner, but planner are not something that you have to take care of this because planners are internally happens when you use semantic kernel. So semantic kernel create the planners internally, and you don't have to take in consideration this. We put this information. We put this information about planners uh, because we need to add this information because it's in the documentation on semantic kernel, but it's not something that you have to take care of this because planner are creating automatically when you are using a semantic kernel. So let's step this part. Let's talk about personas. Personas is a very good word because I came from a Spanish place. So when you talk about personas, I love this term. I say, oh, semantic kernel love Spanish. But personas are basically the way the AI is gonna behave. So if I'm using AI to answer question about, I don't know, about lawyer firm, I gonna prepare a persona that is in the, you know, the behavior of this persona or this kernel is gonna try to be like a lawyer, So in the specification of this persona, we want to try to put information about lawyer, about the law, about how to respond, serious, no making jokes, no making things like that. So the persona define this role, the agent role, like the documentation here say the role of the agent of how we try this agent. We are planning to have, I think, for the next month, another webinar, sorry, about agents. So this is gonna be something interesting, and we're gonna advise you in the meeting. So if you see here, we have an example. We have something that they call agent orchestration. You have an agent that is a project management. Another one is a researcher, copywriter, designer. And you see, different agents or different personas can combine in a simple request, and you can combine different personas to have a different purposes. So maybe you have an office and you have somebody that is dedicated to do some tasks, another one for some tasks, and you combine the results from different agents or personas in some place and resolve a question about something that involves both agents. Okay, so let's talk about memories. All of us, when we go to OpenAI or Google Gemini and interact with this platform, we see that when we ask some question, we can continue a conversation. So we can say, talk me about Python or talk me about C#. When this answer came, I can say, now I want to understand for each in C#. You can continue this conversation like if we are talking about talking with a person. And that's why we need memories, because if we want the user in our application can have a conversation with another people, we just can use the memory for do that. And semantic kernel managed memories are perfect. So you can add memories and the people can continue a conversation with the models. Perfect. So let's continue with prompts. Prompts are, in my opinion, my opinion, prompts are the most useful things for the person. So we can control the models because the model is in the service. We can control the speed because sometimes we cannot control all these variables, but prompts are our tool, our first basic tool to model, to change the behavior of everything. So we have prompts to indicate the instructions to AI in how to resolve any task. And we have different prompts. We have a prompt for the system. So how the AI is gonna behave, but we have a user prompt that is the question the user is making to the AI, and we can combine these prompts together to say, when user asks this question, you're gonna behave in this way to this question. So prompts are very useful, are tools that we, of course, we need all the time, are a very useful thing. Let me show you something here. Let me show you something here. Okay, no, let me finish with this prompt, and I'm gonna show you something in a moment. So every hero, if we say that Semantic Kernel is a hero, have his best friends. I told in some moment, Batman with Robin, any else. So in this word, we have kernel memory. Kernel memory is another plugin. It's an SDK that is based on semantic kernel, so they can combine. And kernel memory is basically used for RAG. So when you want to store documents and ask questions to local documents, Excel, Word, PDF, or you want to search in a website and you want to take the information from a website and ask questions about this website, you can use kernel memory. And kernel memory is good enough because two things. If you want to use semantic kernel alone, you see that you can use with C#, Python, and Java. But kernel memory have the ability that you can publish kernel memory in a web service, so you can use for any language. If you have another language like Delphi or I don't know, or maybe you can use inside SQL Server, you can call AI some information about some documents to use in a database. You can use semantic, you can use kernel memory because kernel memory can be published as a service, and you can use this service for any place, any language, anywhere. So this is very important to know because you can combine both semantic kernel and kernel memory, depends of what you want to do. So how this kernel memory works, you select documents, including videos, emails, everything, and kernel memory extract information from these documents, emails, videos, everything, and get the insights. So you combine semantic kernel with this kernel memory, and you can ask questions with natural language, of course. They have internally, you see the planner here, another time. So the planner is internally. So they use the planner because if you ask a question, they have to create a planner. First, we have to go to the document, then extract the more relevant information from the document, and then go back, pass this information to semantic kernel go to the rack, answer the question, and so on. You see, so you're gonna see this word planner everywhere because planner is the way they make this step-by-step pace. Okay, so If you want to learn about semantic kernel memory, you have a lot of information in the web. Microsoft have a place that they call AI for net developer, AI for Python developers, and so on. And in this place, you can have how to begin with semantic kernel, how to begin with kernel memory. And there is a lot of samples. There is a GitHub with a lot of information. Here we have the GitHub with information about semantic kernel. There is some place that they call answer semantic kernel also that you can have a lot of information about semantic kernel. If you have a ChatGPT pay account, you can search into the kernel. You can search in the GPT. You can search and find kernel GPT. Somebody creates a kernel GPT, and this kernel GPT you can use it for ask question only about semantic kernel. Okay, so nice, very nice. And here, this place or inside, you can put a semantic kernel. If you see, sorry, if you see here, internally, you see in the last 28 days, that these are the start with semantic kernel. So a lot of people is using semantic kernel. You see from the beginning to now, it's just growing, growing, growing. So a lot of people is making updates. If you see there are people like Google, because semantic kernel have a plugin to connect to with Google, so you have a lot of information about semantic kernel in the repo and in the web. Okay, so let's go to Syncfusion control. Syncfusion is a company with I think they begin in the 2000. So there is a company with a lot of times in the market. They have control for almost all platforms. If you see here, they have JavaScript, Angular, React, Blazor, Flutter, Vue, Core, of course, WinForm, desktop, web, and everywhere. So if you want to create an application in one of these places, you have a Syncfusion have a lot of controls in all places. We're gonna show you quickly something that this a little video that a Syncfusion prepared. They have this control. This control is a diagram control, so you can add a AI to create the diagram. So you say, I want to create I don't know, maybe a diagram about departments and computer use or software use, something like that, and you can use the AI to create nodes, to connect nodes and everything. So this is very nice. This is some sample, but you can use AI for almost everything. So another things about Syncfusion have the how I say, they have GitHub. If you see here, they have GitHub, and they have a lot of people contributing to the GitHub. You can download a lot of code from GitHub. If you see the report that is most active at this time is Maui Toolkit, because Syncfusion share a Maui toolkit share for the community with the source code and everything. But if you see that there is a lot of things here that you can see about Syncfusion, and this page you can use for explore any GitHub repo. If you want to explore any report from another people, that is no Syncfusion, that is no Microsoft, that is no semantic kernel, you can use the page for another thing. So let's dive into demos. We make this resume quickly because most of you understand about AI. You don't need to go in details about AI. You need to see what you can do and how you can do. So let's open here. Let's open here. Let me close this one, this guy. And let's open here a sample that we have prepared for you with Syncfusion. We have this Syncfusion semantic kernel browser. This one. Okay. We have this Syncfusion semantic kernel browser. This application is just to show you the idea how to use semantic kernel with a Blazor application and using the okay, let me reshare the screen because I think you are just seeing the you are showing only, okay, let me show you the complete screen. Let me down here. Okay. Let's see this guy. I think you now are seeing my screen. Okay, perfect. So the idea about this application is to show you how integrate a Syncfusion with a Blazor, but also to show you a component that Syncfusion has developed, that this component is a AI chat. The AI chat is available in Blazor, in Maui. You can use also Blazor Hybrid to run this component in desktop, in mobile. You can do almost anything. So let's run the sample. Let's see what this sample does, and then we can go and show you quickly how we create this. Let me run this quickly here. To work with this application, you have to use the Syncfusion version from November to here, because they add this AI chat in November, September, or November, no, September. So you can use this functionality from that time to now. They are making a lot of new updates, so we have a lot of things to share. We are just sharing something quickly here now, but we can go one by one the components and make some a specialized application to do something like these things that I have to talk to you, the agents. So we can talk in someone about the agents, and the agents we can use for do a lot of things. If you see here, I have this Blazor application. In this Blazor application, I have a list of documents that you have here. But here I have a help with a chat that you can interact with this chat. So you can have some, how I say, fixed question that you know what is the answer. And you see, you can have multiple components combined with this chat. So you can have this carousel here, but you can also add information, some menus here. You can add a lot of things in kernel. But if I want to know something about semantic kernel, I can click into the to the carousel, and I can have the response here. And the response is in HTML. It's an HTML result. So I can put images, I can put links, I can put whatever you want, a chart. You can put anything here. If you see, I have a link. If I click this link, I go to the kernel memory website. So we can have a lot of things combined here. If I go to the documents, I can ask a question also here, a simple question, but I'm going to show you something quickly. If I open this document, this document, this PDF, these PDF are in the Syncfusion website. So they provide this PDF as a free version of the Syncfusion control. So I gonna open this. If you see, this button now is here. I wait for the button appears. What was doing the application in that moment? The application was loading this document to the kernel memory. So now I can have information about the document. If I open here, the first command that I sent to the AI is summarize this document. So now the AI is taking the information from the document and creating a summary. So you can, I'm using this PDF document, but if you have a document from, I don't know, from human resource information that you see, we can have a summarized information about this PDF, but also I asked to the AI that suggests me some question that I can ask to this document. So these questions are focused on this specific document. It's not for, there are no, these are no questions that I put fixed. So I have 3 questions and I'm gonna put here for the demo. No, I asked the AI, read the document and suggest to me questions that I can ask to the document. This is something very useful because you can send the document, you can say to the people, oh, here is the document, and you can tell the people what the AI suggests that they can ask to the document. So this is very nice. This is very nice. And you can use this as I say to you, to any documents. Now I'm using with this document from Syncfusion that are free to download from the website from Syncfusion, but I can use with a rep or I can use with a legal document. I don't know, company politics that I want the user can interact with the information from the company. And also, we add to the AI that add some reference. So if I push here and I say I want this reference, the I have click and this go to this page. You see, so they told me that this information they take from page 53, 55, and 57. If you see, if I go to page 55, I have information about I test chart was the question that I asked, you see. And if I go to 55, and you can do almost more things. This is a simple sample, but you can do a lot of things with this. And this component is a AI assistant from Syncfusion, so you can put in this screen, but you can put in any screen. You have a grid and you want to put an icon and you click and open the chat to chat with the information in there. You can do whatever you want. So let me just tell you something else. If I say summarize the PDF. I'm writing wrong. This is with 2M. Let me take this information. PDFs. Okay. Summarize the PDF book. I'm not selecting the book, but I'm using the kernel memory and semantic kernel for the whole application. So I have the same kernel memory shared with all my screen. So what I'm trying to say to you, because you can have a complete application, and you can share memories between options because you are storing all the memories in kernel memory, semantic kernel. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need to do the same. This memory is also created, so Now I can ask from here, if I create another screen, I can say, oh, remember that you have this document in the memory. Please look some information from the document, and I need now this information to combine with a database information, something like that. So this is really nice, really nice. And this is a simple sample question. Something that I forgot to tell you is that this application and all of the things that I'm sharing that we are sharing here today with you are in a GitHub repo. So we're gonna put in the video in YouTube the links for the repo, and you can download. The only thing that you need is a license from Syncfusion, but you can tell them that you want 30 days test, and also there is a community license. I think you can use the community license for a long time. So you can do anything, and if you only want to test something, you're gonna have time to test. So let me show you quickly, very quickly, what is happening here. So we have these two folders. These two folders. One is for the document generation. Here there is a service, but I'm gonna focus on the service. So I have this service. Why I create a interface? Because if you want to implement this interface using a SQL database, or you want to implement this interface using Postgres database, or you want to implement this interface using OpenAI, or somebody wants to implement using Azure or Google, you can do in different way. So that's why I'm telling you that. So memory service is the implementation of that service. In this case, I'm using OpenAI, but you can use anything. In this case, I'm using SQL Server. If you see, I'm using SQL Server to store this document in SQL Server database. So I can use local storage. If you see here, I comment this, but I'm using SQL Server. But here, this semantic can have Postgres, another one, Azure. So you just have to add the service, and that's all. You have to tell, oh, this is my AI, this is my memory, this is my service, and everything is done. And you just take this semantic memory and go over there and ask questions about any documents and anything you want. And how you send the documents to the AI. So you have here, let me show you quickly this Markdown assistant. So you have here, how you send the document to the AI. Load documents. You just have to you have to say, I have a document here. Let me show you. The documents are here. Here are the documents. Here are the documents. I have this document here, and I want to, the memory, import the documents. That's all. No matters if the document is a Excel file, Word, a Markdown. In this case, I'm putting this Markdown document. If you see, a Markdown document with information about how I create this application. So you can use for give the people a help desk. You can do almost everything. And the code is very simple. You create the semantic kernel, the memory, and just, if you see here the prompt, just analyze a document and response with HTML format. You remember that I told you, if you use a right prompt, you're gonna receive. Because now I need the results with the OpenAI or Google or whatever comes back with a HTML, because I want to present in a pretty way in the screen. That's all. That's all. And because I already have my website, I don't need HTML, header, and body. So I say, but no include these things. That's all. Only the HTML that I need, and I just put in the screen. Just that. Just that. And Syncfusion have put this very easy. If you see here in the components, this is the last one, I promise. No more. If you see here, the AI assistant is just a component that you put here, AI assistant, and have a lot of information, the title, everything, and have a method here that is prompt request. When people write something, this came to this method, and you can do whatever you want. Here I can load the documents, prompt the information, ask questions, whatever you want, you can do here. You can connect to a database, get information from some place, run a kernel function, whatever you want. So you just need to put the component to use this method, and everything is done. And you see semantic kernel and kernel memory are very easy to implement. So this is something. And you have all the code, so you can explore the code, send any feedback if you want in the same GitHub repository and everything. So this is the Blazor information. The information about let me stop here. The information about Maui is almost the same. It's almost the same. It's a very simple solution. It's very simple. I promise you that is maybe it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes of information. So and it's the same. You have an interface here, AI assistant, and assistant service, the same idea. And here, if you see, we can create a kernel with all services. In this case, this application, Maui application, the idea, we want to show you that we can run the application and change the AI model in runtime. So with semantic kernel, I can say, no, now I want to chat with OpenAI. No, now I want to chat with Google. Now I want to chat with anything else. So let me wait for this load everything. I have to tell you something important. If you use semantic kernel, you have to take in consideration that semantic kernel is in constant development. So you're gonna find a lot of updates about semantic kernel. So all the time, be sure when you update your application that you update all the components. If you are using some version of semantic kernel, use the same version that is compatible with kernel memory or OpenAI. You have to update all at the same time. So, but in the pace of semantic kernel is gonna be quickly. But if you remember this image was in the PowerPoint, one kernel for everything. And the only things that we send here is the service, and we decide what we're gonna do. So let me run this one. What is the same? We have an interface, and we implement the interface depending of the service you want. So this is not something complicated. I know when you open this solution, you're gonna say, "Oh, these people create something very simple." But the idea is to show you how simple is semantic kernel to implement, and how these people from Syncfusion have developed this chat that you just put the chat, connect to the AI using semantic kernel, and you don't have to do anything else. If you want to make call to the database, to the document, you have to implement your own logic. You remember, like we show in the Blazor application, and using this logic, you are okay. This is the this is the Maui application. I'm running on Windows on desktop. If you see, this is the simulator or emulator, and what I have to tell you, if you see, I have this menu, And down here, you see all the service, Grok, Olama, Google, OpenAI. And there is something that I want to show you here. You remember that we talk about semantic kernel have functions. So I create a functions. So we create a functions in this project to get information about the computer or the computer that we have, because the AI don't know anything about my device. They don't know if I connected to Windows to here I'm connecting using a how I say emulator. So they don't know that I'm using an emulator. They don't know anything about that. So that's why I'm telling you that you can use functions, your own function. If I run this one, let me show you something. Tell me about my computer. You're gonna see this. Say the model llama has been, so I'm connected to a model that is not available. Okay, so let me connect to OpenAI, and I'm gonna ask the same question to OpenAI. Tell me about my device. And you see, it's telling me that it's an Inspiron 15, 3511 Dell. But how OpenAI knows about my computer? No, OpenAI don't have any information about my computer. This information is collecting to a function with semantic kernel that I create. If I say, what is AI? You're gonna see that I'm asking another question, and you see this is information about how is AI. If I move to Gemini and say what is computer vision, uh, you're gonna see that I receive information from Google and I receive information from OpenAI. So in the same application, I'm using different services. So we don't need to make a big programming because we have semantic kernel and we can switch between service, between functions, and anything. So the only things that I want to show you very quickly, I promise you very quickly, is this. Let me show you quickly, very quickly. Yeah. Okay, no, it's here in the assistant service. Let me show you something important that I want to show to you. Where is? Now I don't find the kernel service. Where is that? Where I put this? Base view model. No, it's not base view model. Oh, assistant service. Let me. Okay, because I'm here. Okay, the only thing that you have to tell to the semantic kernel is auto-invoke functions. So any function that you register in the semantic kernel, you see now I'm adding this plugin or function to the semantic kernel, and if I add another one, and I say execute automatically, if semantic kernel find that your question is responding using this function, the semantic kernel takes the direction and go to the function. But if you ask another question, you see, I ask, what is AI? What is, and they don't go to the functions. So the functions is here. You see, how do you define a function? This is a native function, remember, because I'm creating using C#. If I want to create a semantic function, I have to create the test. But the idea is if I ask question about my device, it's gonna came here, and you see, I just taking information from this Microsoft Maui device. Is a internal a function from Maui, and you're gonna have this information immediately. You see, so if you have another function, you can add any function here, and when you run your application, if the question is related to this function, the semantic kernel is gonna take the root and say, "Oh, this question is not for the AI, it's for this function," and redirect the question to the function, and the function is gonna answer the question. So nice, very nice. So I think that is all. That's all. So if you have any question, I think we have some question here. I have some question from Bohan. I don't know if it's Bohan. Sometimes I have some trouble with some names, but if I have some question, oh, okay. Yes, I gonna send to you, Bohan here. It's gonna be in the how I say in the video, but I gonna send to you here the information about the report, so you can have the report. You don't need to wait to wait the video that is in GitHub. Let me go to GitHub here, and I'm gonna put here the two reports, so you can have the report in your site. And let me put here in the chat. So you're gonna have the report. Let me put here in the chat. So here I have. Also, I'm gonna share with you another one. If you can, please tell me if you see the report that I'm sending to you. I'm putting in your, okay, try the answer. This is the Blazor. And I'm gonna send to you also the Maui. And I have another one only with only for Olama. You know Olama. Olama is a local model runner. I don't do any test here, but this Maui application have Olama internally. If you run Olama locally, you can test the application with Olama. Here is I sent to you the Maui, and also let me send. I'm gonna send to you one that is only console, but it's good to test. To test any model that you want, just in the console. Let me send to you this console also. Okay, here it is. This one, and this one that I am sharing with you, I'm gonna put in any question. This last one is one that you're gonna enjoy, because I have a lot of functions over there that when you ask question, it's executing one function and another one and another one, and it's a good idea, Brohan. I don't know if the name is right. Right. I'm saying right your name, but please say anything in the chat if you know that I'm doing something wrong. But you have the report, you have the information, I think in the repo is the presentation, the PowerPoint, but if it's not over there, you can put some comment in the repo in some place, and I can upload the presentation also for you, because I can drag and drop here in the question, but you're gonna have, if you need it, you're gonna have. You just write to us in the YouTube channel anywhere, because this is for you. Yeah. And if you find something that you see that is not clear, explain it, just ask some questions, send some information, and we can explain, and we can make a small example that we can explain in more detail some topic. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for all these questions. I don't know if somebody else have some more questions, but we have covered all the idea about semantic kernel, Syncfusion controls. We have shared all this repository. So if somebody needs the repository, somebody needs some code, anything, this is for share. We don't want to take this code in the computer, so everything is for share. So you just need to ask in the YouTube channel or in the GitHub repo, and we're gonna send to you any information that you need. So thank you so much for today to be here, and be prepared, because we are preparing uh, another presentation about agents. Only agents. Create different agents that can interact between one of them, between this agent, and we can create a very good sample, all working together, resolving some tasks that you can assign to this agent. So see you in the next webinar. Thank you. Thank you so much.